Just us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And help me welcome Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. Welcome to the Val and Marina show.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's just us chickens here.
It's just us two. Yeah. Aley is doing a show on someone else's channel tonight, and it was one that she had to reschedule due to illness and so on. And Shari is out sick. She finally went into urgent care, and it's a chronic respiratory thing that she has. So yeah, she's on drugs and so on and so forth, and bed rest until the next Monday. And so good news is at least she got a diagnosis. At least she knows what it is and they can treat it, right?
Yes.
Bad news is, when you start not to feel good, go check it out.
Yeah, right away. Don't wait.
No. So anyway, we're sending her lots of healing and for her and her whole family, because I guess Lewis is sick as well. And the other members in the family are trying to stay away from everyone. So it's like, oh, geez. Yeah. Isn't it funny how spirit comes along and says, hey, you're working too hard. Take a break. Hey, you're working too hard. Take a break.
That's right.
And you don't listen, and then it goes boom.
That's exactly what happens. And you will be made to take a break, even if you didn't want to. It's going to make you take a break. So, best to be on your toes and take care of yourself from the get-go. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So quick hello I want to say to artist Liz, Norm Gilbert, Suzanne, Sunflower Down Under, Anita King, Lisa P73, S. Steele, Denise Fletcher Tarot, Edward Kenneth, Donna Marie, Froxy Roxy. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Summertime 5, hello. And Mary Epperson. And yes, Shari stopped in to say, I'm not going to make it. Love to all. I'm going back to bed. I don't blame you.
She just, no way.
Yeah. And Barbara Tucker. And did I say Anita King? Joan Baker. And Sonia, Heavenly Blessed Honey, and Patrick Duncan. Thank you all for joining us. Kiki Law, Sylvia Hanks, Carolyn Booker. Sorry. So yes, and I was kidding. This is Sisters of the Mystical Tarot, and we're just today. It just happens to be Val and I.
Yeah. It's a light crew.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you like the show today, we're going to do it again tomorrow on Gal's channel.
Our messages for light workers. Yeah. We're just gonna flip the name around a little bit, and you're gonna see the Marina and Val show again.
Yes, absolutely. And hello, Janet DC and Grace Gilbert. And Grace Gilbert says, Val, you look like my Aunt Becky, like a twin. Uncanny. Called my husband over. Oh.
Really? Wow.
Aunt Becky was.
I have a doppelganger.
Yes.
I have heard that before from other people. I must have multiple doppelgangers around here.
Yes, could be. And hello, Linda Miville. And and Froxy Roxy says, that's okay. You're still mystical.
That's right. We're mystical with two. We're mystical even if we're only one person. Exactly. Although I don't think we've ever just had one person show up. Luckily, we've had.
I don't think so.
In fact, this may be one of the few times we've only had two.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And Grace Gilbert says, hey, my great grandfather got around, so who knows?
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. And Garden Genie, thank you. Mary Loudon is here. Hello. So I was hoping, and I keep checking to see if Jules Niner is going to show up. I hope that she does, because she had actually submitted a question that she wanted us to read on later on in the show.
Yeah.
And it was such a timely and such an interesting question that we decided to do the whole show on it, because it is very, very worthwhile.
Yes,
absolutely. So, excuse me. Yeah, Suzanne Alice is doing another show right now. So yeah, she's okay. And Rossi is here. Hello, Rossi. So here's what Jules Niner submitted. And she said, can each of you express what you do when you start to get really pissed or fear creeps in? She said, I get asked that a lot, so hearing from each of you would be wonderful for the collective. And I thought, yeah, absolutely, because this is one of those things that we all go through it. We all have it.
Oh, yeah, you're human. You have it happen.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a matter of how do you, is there anything that you can do about it? Yes. Yeah. Yes, there is. And that is to have a plan.
Have a plan.
Have a plan.
You got to have the strategy ready at hand.
Yes. Yeah.
That's and when you in multiple ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a lot of stress and a lot of stuff, angst and all that stuff. If you can have a coping strategy for anything, I mean, really, coping strategies are miraculous things.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And it's, you know what? It reminds me of, oh gosh, it's probably gotta be 35, 40 years ago now that I had taken a course through the local police department, and it was called the Lady Beware course. And it just taught you about, how to be aware of your surroundings and so on, and how not to look like a victim and so on. Right. And they said, if you can imagine that someone is coming at you, and imagine what you're going to do next, and just play that, right? Then should anything happen and all of a sudden you're confronted, it's your memory that takes over and it just starts to act, right?
So much like, skiers or anyone like an athlete who are training, they're taught to visualize the whole run or visualize the jump or whatever they're doing. Same thing, you're training for your ability to cope with the situation, not just cope with it, the strategy to handle these things. And these things can just be miracles. Handling everything. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, thank you, Spiritual Hacks, who likes my do. And she says, drop, grab, and yank. Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And my ex-husband, were he alive still, would be able to confirm that is very, very true, because I was not expecting him to come home. And I was downstairs in the house in the laundry room. And I did not hear him come down the stairs until all of a sudden, boom, there's this big shadow there. And I instinctively, my elbow went out and my knee came up. And and then I realized, Oops, sorry.
Don't sneak up on Marina. No, don't. Yeah, this is, but having that natural ability not to become afraid because you've trained for it. You're ready for it. You're going to go to your action. Boom. You're not going to go to your thoughts. You're not going to go to, fear or any of that stuff. You're going to go to the action. Boom.
Exactly.
And I bet he was surprised.
Oh, yes, he was. I can tell you how
over on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. That was. Yeah. He definitely learned what not to do that day. And I felt really bad for him. But at the same time, I thought, hey, that training really works.
It was a wonderful training by spirit led.
Yeah.
To know you could do it.
Exactly. Just boom. Ask questions later.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yes. Yeah. I think I passed the test. So now what are some of the things that you do, Val, to when you get really, really pissed, or if you start feeling down?
Oddly enough, when I get pissed off, generally speaking, I really go inward. Because I'm an introverted person normally, when I have an emotion like that, I'm not an explosive kind of person. Mm-hmm. I naturally am going to go. I'm one of those people who would say a week later, "Oh, I should have said this." But you don't want to be like that. You don't want to say that. But I'm just saying, I'm showing you that I am holding it in and reviewing it. So, what I try and do in those instances is when I'm in it's probably better to think about it right then and there and handle it then and there. But my strategy has always been to, if I'm really on my game, which I used to be in my midlife, I would send them light. Because I was like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. The angst of that age group and whatever. I'm ready for all the barbs and whatever could come or whatever it might be. And I'm just going to send them light. I had already strategized sending everyone light. And no matter what happened, I always already strategized. No one is I am not going to get out of my emotional center. And I am not going to be triggered. It's not, I am not going to, and you know what? It just moved miracles playing in that energy of doing that at work. A work environment where you're in your 20s to late 20s and you're doing, I mean, even when you're 30 and older, but this was my beginning road to strategizing how to handle things. And I made a game out of it. Yeah. And I made a game to know that when I'm going, this is what, and if somebody says that, I'm a catty remark or whatever, I'm going to send light and I'm going to smile.
Yes.
And I'm not going to take any bait. I'm not going to respond in any negative way. And I am telling you, it works like a charm for me. Now, there are other strategies other people can do, but for me, that was miraculous. And to see the change in the people, and not just immediately, but over time, our relationships morphed. And I didn't get any of that. It just stopped. It ceased to happen. So it was just fun. I mean, experiment with these metaphysical ideas in practical everyday life. It was fun. It was like being the magician in the magician card, the alchemist.
Yes.
So that's what you're really doing. You're alchemizing that energy that they put out, this energy that you're, even though that would trigger you. And you might even feel a little, but then, oh, this is my opportunity to play.
Yes. Yeah. And
what do you do, Marina?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say to what you were saying, someone can't have an argument with you if you refuse to play.
Exactly. But you set your ground rules, and nobody realizes you've got this whole ground rule playing field. They don't know what it is. And all of a sudden, their stuff comes back and hits them back in the face because it just bounced off of your energy field or whatever happens, because it won't go into you because you didn't receive that energetic barb or that energetic strand or string. You didn't let your emotions go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that is honestly, I do have to say that is something that I learned to do. And it was through practice that I learned to do it.
You do it through practice. You don't just, you're not just good at it right away.
No.
But you will work up to it to go, oh man, I know how to handle this. And you're going to be like a pro. It's like saying to the universe, send me whatever mirror you want, because I'm going to handle that mirror. Now,
I must admit that there are still times when I get angry, and I'm not a lot of fun.
Because let me just interface here. We are in the older age group now, and what happens in this older age group? I know who I am, and I don't have to take shit.
Yes.
So I'm not in the. I'm gonna and I'm not in my practicing mode. I'm in the, I don't have to take shit.
Exactly. So I don't. I try not to overreact, but there are times when, and you've all heard me say it, when my inner Karen demands to get out, and I just not touching that.
And maybe at this age, and your wisdom and your higher self is giving them a lesson that they needed.
Yes.
When that happens, and you're not going to pull yourself back from when you feel a real calling to respond in a way that it's not harmful to the other person, but actually is insightful or in some way shows them the folly of that kind of energy.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it takes a little bit of practice and so on. When it comes to kind of getting, falling into the what did she say, the negative thoughts, or when fear creeps in.
Right.
Yeah. Fear is again, it's a learned response. But my default when I start to fear is, what is it about this that scares me?
Mm-hmm.
Try to identify, is it a belief? Is it a certain action? Like where is it coming from? That and then I have a much better idea sort of how to react and whatnot, and recognize that fear is false evidence appearing real.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when someone wants you to be in fear, or puts you in a situation where you start to feel fear, it's like, no. You can fall for that. I'm not going to fall for that.
Absolutely. Oh, say hi to twin tarot. Gary and David are here.
Hey, Gary.
This is the Marina and Val show.
Yes. Yeah, Gary came in when I was doing a show earlier with Gerald, and yeah, when I said hi to him, and he said, "Oh, damn it, you did it to me again." Yes, he said, "Damn it, I waved back at you." I know. I do
right at the same time.
Yes,
It's telepathy. It's that. It's a that connection.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So then maybe it's triplets and not just twins.
Yes, there you go. There you go. And yeah, very good. Carolyn Booker says, when someone gives me a hard time, I just say, have fun with that.
Yeah, exactly, Carolyn. That's a really good example of you're not taking their stuff on. You don't have to. It's a choice.
Exactly.
And it kind of just highlights to them, oh yeah, okay.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I oddly enough, I have a T-shirt that says, "Go ahead, underestimate me. That'll be fun."
Everybody needs that T-shirt.
Yes, exactly. You want to dance? We'll dance. Yeah. Thanks, Suzanne. Yes.
I love that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're talking about, folks. Huh?
Yeah, totally. And see, a lot of you waved back, and believe me, we can feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rose Blue wanted to know what the subject today was. And Rose Blue, this was a question that Jules Niner submitted that I thought would make a great show. And it was, can each of you express what you do when you start to get really pissed or fear creeps in? So it's just, yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. And we're talking, be prepared, have a plan. Think about if someone was being intentionally cruel, okay, either to you or to someone else. How would you handle that? Would you just feel bad and walk away? Would you stand up for the other person? What would you say? Maybe, I'm sorry, I just heard you call that person a effing whatever. Is that what you really meant to say? Because people don't expect that kind of response.
They don't expect you to ask them to go inward and look at what they just did, which is what you just asked them to do without sounding like that's what you were asking them to do. And when they have to repeat it again in their mind and then say it out loud again, I bet it comes out differently.
Yes. Yes.
Fear. If it's as we talked about these coping strategies, that's what's great about them, because when you go into anger or fear, it's like your mind stops working and they're only focused on that emotion. So that's when the strategy is so handy and powerful, is that you can immediately go to whatever it is you've worked out beforehand and you have your plan in place. And generally speaking, after a few practice sessions, you don't get to that emotion level.
Yes.
You can go, and you go to the strategy right away. So it's like Marina said, you do this after you've practiced a few times and you got it, because this is going to save you so much. You're going to go home feeling really good, no matter where you are or even at home. You're going to feel good because you're not going to be loaded down with all these things that are going, why did they say that to me? Oh, that hurt my face. All this drama stuff that's 3D old paradigm stuff, which is no longer needed. Exactly. You're really bypassing all that, bypassing it like crazy, because it's just nothing you need.
Yeah, but exactly. I choose not to play.
I choose not to play. That's it. And it is your choice for sure. And
Yes.
that brings us back to Carolyn's have fun with that.
Yes.
Because that says, that blows them off
Yes.
pretty much without taking anything on. But,
Exactly.
in a nice way. So
Yes.
also, the old standard taking deep breaths is a way to take care of things before you say anything. But I still like the strategy, like Marina said, it's like visualizing what you're going to be doing. Get like an athlete who's preparing, like an ice skater who's doing in their mental routine. They're doing all of that is very important. And there's all this mental stuff where you can go in and say, this fear, I know this fear isn't me, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It's easier just to have a coping mechanism to go to. Later, you can go to all that mental process and emotionalize and understand what it is. Right in the action, have the coping mechanism, because that is a surefire boom. You're not analyzing right then and there. You're just taking care of business by saying, nah, I'm not buying into that, or
not today, Satan.
Not today. So, I mean, you're just, and later you can reframe your mindset. What is this trying to teach me? Blah, 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 blah. Because, at the end of the day, you're just seeing a mirror of something inside of you that you need to create more boundaries, love yourself more, blah, 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 which you all know that absolutely 100%. And, I have a bunch of procedures written down here, but at the end of the day, you all know all of this. But in that moment, in that one moment, it's happening. Get that strategy ready weeks beforehand. Get it ready. Plan it, visualize it every day when you're going somewhere or you're going to meet with somebody who triggers you. Get it ready and be ready for it.
Yeah.
And be confident, be free, be self-assured, because you have your strategy.
Yes.
You are fine. You are powerful, and you're able to take that out and utilize it.
Exactly. Yes. And if someone was to catch you off guard, or something comes up and it does either trigger you or whatnot, I honestly think the 5-second rule is, I'm just going to stand there. I'm going to take a couple deep breaths, and I'm slowly going to count to 5 before I say anything.
Yes.
And that is just, okay, I heard you. And it helps to kind of settle down your emotion a little bit, so that you're not
before you speak.
Yes. Yeah. So you can, you can handle what needs to be handled, but you don't have to react emotionally, because, how do I know when someone is losing an argument? When they get loud.
Yeah.
When they start to get loud, you know that they've lost.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you don't have to be in an abusive energy of someone getting loud too. You do not have to suffer that kind of energy coming at you. You can definitely remove yourself from those kind of situations, and you have the power and ability to do so.
Yes.
So I think when somebody's getting loud, they definitely are losing. They know they're not standing on a firm foundation of anything.
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely. Now, I will share with you in that Aley did send a bit of a message, and kind of having to do with the discussion, and it's worthwhile sharing. Okay, so she says, "Yeah, sorry I cannot be with you all today, but I'm on another show that I missed a week ago due to illness. I am happy to share in the discussion, however, because I truly want to support my sisters on this topic."
Aww.
She says, "My mother was a very emotional woman who could not speak back to or argue with anyone and who worried about everything. It killed her eventually because she could not find ways to cope with her stress. The last few years since coming on here, I have been able to eradicate at least 80 to 90% of my worry because I can see that it is not worth moving into. And also because we all have endured a lot of chaos together." She said, "Can it be 5 years ago that we all dealt with the COVID pandemic? Seems like yesterday. And with that, we all had to accept the lockdowns and other calamities that were foisted on all of us. I, like you, have managed to move on from the terrible time, only to be brought into it again in November. This is a difficult time. I know when things are more than I can endure, I sequester and try to care for myself first and foremost. I used to think this was selfish because I grew up being told that kind of action is selfish, but it's not. It is self-care.
It is.
Yeah. I find that taking time to read, color, write, and reflect has been helpful to me in mitigating my stress levels. But I also know my health suffers due to things outside of my control and that PTSD affects us all.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your support and for acknowledging your own needs to some coping mechanisms. Love and light, Aley."
Aw, thank you, Aley.
Absolutely.
I love that.
There's an awful lot of wisdom in there in the yes, hearing, being told, or picking up on the fact that it's implied that anything that you do for yourself is selfish.
Yeah.
And so you're always supposed to give and give and give and give. And what happens when you've been depleted?
You get burnout.
Yes, you get burnout. So
that means you can't even get up out of bed anymore because you don't have any energy and you don't care about anything anymore.
Exactly. And all those people who have been pulling on you and taking from you and, demanding of you, they're not going to be there.
No, they're not going to,
because that's not in their playbook. You're there to serve them. They're not there to serve you. That it wouldn't occur to them. They're those people in your life that you haven't spoken to for a while, and they say, "Oh, where have you been?" And you say, "Oh, well, I was down with pneumonia for a month." "Oh, really? Oh, okay."
Exactly. Exactly. So you're putting yourself out there like crazy, trying to meet everyone's needs. But at the end of the day, those were rabbit holes you probably didn't have to go down because you only have X amount of energy to use during the week or during a month. And you have to schedule your me time, your downtime, your rejuvenation time, because otherwise you will run dry. Like,
yeah, exactly. So you're, and particularly for those of us that are of a certain generation, need to come to terms with the fact that self-care is not selfish. Self-care is self-care. And if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not going to be any good to anyone.
And just as women on the planet, we are really not taught to take care of ourselves. We have a natural instinct to care for our children and care for others. It's something that we are born with, that instinct. But then some of us are taught by our family members that those things are selfish if we do anything for ourselves. But really, it is a human nature of a female to nurture and take care of others. So we kind of made a lot of it up, like we had to take all these things on. And we're saying today in 2025, set yourself on the course to taking care of yourself and put your boundaries in place and put aside those things that are more than you need to take on. Because don't ever schedule yourself, because it's really not in your best interest, and your best interest is in everyone else's best interest.
Exactly. So, I totally agree with you that yes, that's kind of Jules Niner. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, sweetheart. And you came in perfectly because we have been discussing your question. We made it the show topic.
It is the show topic.
Thank you, Jules Niner, for the topic. It's fabulous.
It was a good one. Good one. Something that we need for our everyday life.
Yes.
So yes, this is we're human beings. And those things that trigger us in any way, whether it's fear or anger, all those things are the same kind of vein of energy. And you have to have your coping strategies in place so that you can handle that. By practicing and knowing you got it in place, don't worry, you got it handled. So when you go in front of that relative who likes to needle you or whatever at Christmas time or Valentine's Day, whatever, you're going to handle it with just so much grace and ease because you have your coping strategy down. And it's,
you don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel bad about it.
Don't even stress about it. In fact, it'll be a fun experiment to watch it all unfold, because it'll be like, what?
I did not expect that response from you. That's right.
They're probably thinking, what's wrong with them?
So there are things for us to learn every day, and think about it in terms of anything that that you've done in the past. Let's say you're someone who really you really like to knit. Well, was the first task that you took on after you learned how to knit a complicated 3/4 length coat with peplum, whatever? No, you took on small little things and you
worked your way up to that.
It's the same thing. It's with cooking, with anything, right?
Yep.
We start off with little things and we take on more and more as we can, until after a while. I know women who can have a conversation with you while they're knitting and they're looking around and they're keeping an eye on the kids and so on, and they never miss a stitch. Right? That's when that muscle memory takes over and is doing. And
that's how coping strategies take over, and it just happens. You're no matter where you go, you're going to know how to handle everything beautifully, and that gives you ease and confidence and makes you feel really good. It really relieves you of a lot of stress having these coping strategies. It takes a lot off your shoulders.
Yes,
it really does. You might not realize it, but it will.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I did. Jana, thank you very much. She said, these two ladies are strong. I expect that either of them can give me insight into what can teach what. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we don't mind sharing that knowledge with you.
Not at all.
We don't mind.
I think we've been on the planet doing this metaphysical stuff for a lot of years. We got a lot of tools in our tool belt from living life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And learning some of those lessons the hard way.
Yes.
And we share them with you. You can take them as you see fit. You can learn from what we're sharing, or you could say, well, okay, that was your experience, mine is different.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And whatever works for you will be great for you. And of course, we're just giving you a foundational concept of what that can look like. You make it work for you the way it works. And of course, anything that we say and about anything on here or anywhere else, we're saying in a way in which it gives you an idea, a concept to expand your own ideas.
Yeah. Make it your own.
Make it your own.
Yeah. And Shari, this is interesting. Yeah. Shari says, my fallback is passive aggressive. Yeah. I tend to bang a lot of cabinets. Yeah. My guys know to avoid me at all costs until I'm under control again. But it does take a lot to get me to that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Passive aggressive was definitely my MO from many, many years ago. That would be a Pisces coping mechanism. And of course, it doesn't serve you well to hold that in and be like that. And passive aggressive can look like this. Oh yeah, okay, in a conversation, and then go home and go, that damn, they wanted me to blah blah blah. Well, I'm not going to do it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But
absolutely.
So instead of passive aggressive, you have to be authentic with yourself in the moment. And how best to be authentic with yourself? Having any of the coping mechanisms we mentioned, because you're not going to go off and do additional damage in terms of, you're just going, what you do is I was doing that passive aggressive, you were taking in and getting angry and getting it inside and holding that anger in.
Yeah.
No, instead of that, don't even take the
relaying it.
Yeah,
just
you're
relaying it. And
yeah.
I know what you mean, Shari. Yeah, because there are times that and when I can just sit back and fold my arms.
Yes, exactly.
Like David from Terra by the Bay says.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is, let's say it. Many of us know how to do the passive aggressive.
Yes.
This is.
Yes.
But, I had to really work hard to get out of that, because a Pisces is a real character of the passive aggressive energy. You got your two fishes, one's saying this and one's doing that.
Yeah, totally. And this is interesting. Where are we? Susie Zuki says, my grandma would write someone's name on an egg and freeze it, and they go away. All right. So now we know where all the eggs are disappearing.
Basically, that's the same kind of thing as putting a mirror up in your energy field.
Yes.
Mirrors up and saying, anything that isn't of the highest light is reflected back.
Yes. Yeah.
Period.
Yes. Exactly.
Period on that.
Exactly. So thank you, Jules Niner, for that excellent question, because it really it led to a fabulous discussion that I think we all needed to hear collectively. Yes. You're not powerless. You're not.
Oh my God, Patrick Duncan. I'll be honest. There are times when I will keep silent, Then there are times when I will put fish heads in my neighbor's garbage. Kill Bill reference, full on Scorpio here. Yes, my parents were both Scorpios, Patrick, and I get your meaning so fully.
Yeah.
You don't mess with the Scorpio stinger.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And speaking of eggs, before we have a couple questions, we'll get to those in a minute. Yeah, Rose Blue says in a different chat, a person opened 2 different egg cartons at the store, each missing 1 egg. People are stealing eggs now.
Wow.
I'll tell you what I saw. And this was, it was a short little clip about people at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several of them who had the whole shopping cart right up to the brim and then full of cartons of eggs.
My husband went shopping a week ago and called me from Costco telling me what they were doing. He was blown away. And I said, well, maybe they own a business, a bakery, and they bought the eggs eggs don't last that long. You'd have to open them up, separate the egg white and the egg yolk, and freeze them in baggies in the freezer for them to last even a year.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise, that's a lot of work.
Yes, they go bad.
They go bad.
Thank you very much, Karen. That is super generous of you. And I hope it is returned to you 100-fold.
Oh,
yeah. So,
sweet.
Yeah, stocking up on eggs is that's unless you're planning on using all of them within the next 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah,
you're going to find that eggs do go bad.
They go out, and you can tell. This is a side thing because I had to know. Bowl of water. Drop the egg in. If it sinks, you're good. It's fresh still. No air is in it. If there's air in the egg, it is not good and it will float. Throw it away. Again, if an egg sinks, it's good to eat. Don't eat eggs that are floating in water.
Exactly. All righty. So let me put up a couple of the questions that we had. And there's Mary Thornberry. Hello, Mary Thornberry. I believe it's your birthday today. And I believe that you're here. So happy birthday. Happy birthday. And she wanted to know if she could have a reading, just a general reading for the upcoming year.
Okay.
And
happy birthday, Mary.
63.
Oh, you're a baby. You're a baby.
Fabulous.
Okay.
I remember 63. All right. So let's see what the cards have for Mary. I think it is going to be a really good year, Mary. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling like a load has been lifted off your shoulders. So, and if it hasn't lifted yet, it soon will.
Yeah, I think that is an excellent reading, Marina. I really feel that too. And what am I getting? Milk and honey. There's the rainbow. There you are. There you are.
Perfect.
That is beautiful energy for your birthday and ongoing for 2025. Love it.
Excellent. Okay. I start off with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So again, worry about finances isn't going to make life any better. You have what you need to take care of yourself. Let that go. Yes. Allow yourself an opportunity to treat yourself and to enjoy what it is that you have been putting off for such a long time. It is now time to kind of, yes, go into hermit mode where you can focus on what it is that you want, right?
Yeah.
You can shine that lamp in whatever direction you want to go, and it will illuminate your path. You are the magician. You have all the tools at your disposal that you need to make things to make things as good as they can be. And hold on, the Four of Pentacles. This is, you've worked very hard for what you have. It's okay to treat yourself. It's okay. You don't feel miserly about it. Don't feel like you're cheating yourself. Enjoy yourself, right? And don't let anyone out there steal your thunder this year, right? That's it's your year. It really honestly does feel like it is going to be fabulous.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And hello, Shelly Joe. Snapdragon, hello.
Yeah.
And our next question is from S.N. Gill. And S.N. Gill, Gilil. Okay. Let us know that you're here. And certainly we can take a look at that question for you. And if you're not here, okay. S. Steele says I'm here, but this is for S and Gill, unless that's you. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be them. I don't know.
Okay, Carolyn, that's amazing.
Yes,
Carolyn, happy birthday to your mom.
Yeah, that's me. So that's my
email. That's my email. Okay, all righty then.
Right.
Okay, good to go. So, am I supposed to get any type of metaphysical work or energy healing at some point in my life? Classes or a career? I'm not playing. Oh, okay. This is two-part question. I'm not playing on the junior varsity team.
It says if I'm playing on the junior.
If I'm playing on the on the junior varsity team. I thought that there was two parts.
Yeah, it looks like that's only part of the. Yeah.
Yeah. Where I thought, okay, I'm sorry. All right. We'll work on that. But I'm sure that I don't know what I did with the second part of your question, because I can only fit. She said that part was the joke.
Good. Okay. That's good. Okay. All right.
Are you supposed to be doing metaphysical work? If you feel that you are, then you are. And okay. Look, you are. You don't believe in your own abilities. You know they're there, but you second guess yourself. You know what you know. So go with that. Go with that. The intuition, or however it is that you are getting the messages. Okay. So yes, and if you feel that you need to take a class before you delve into it, by all means, take a class. Take several classes. See what it is that resonates with you, right? If one thing works, fine. If you take a class and it doesn't resonate with you, you can move on to something else. It's not a one and done kind of thing, okay? No. Because you're going to be able to identify what your skills are. And you're going to be very confident once you start working with those skills. Right now, you're just kind of testing the waters a little bit, just to see to see what's out there, and the universe has heard you, and it's about to answer back. It's about to answer back and let you know, yeah, this is where you can kind of put your attention. This is what you can do next. So make sure that you listen for that, and it will absolutely talk to you and lead you.
Yeah, and my reading really agrees with that as well. So there's a lot of now coming into your authenticity of who you really are, seeing the truth of everything, a higher power, being in that higher power, that energy, that divine energy that you are. And the note or remembrance to be here now, be in this current moment, let go of all the past stuff, and don't be too much in the future. This now eternal moment is where they're showing your energy anchoring in, because this is about your creational energy, bringing in what you want, manifesting what you want in your life. And yes, a higher heart activation is going to be happening for you. And that is about dropping shields, divine love, your heart healed. Now, what is coming into my mind, and it doesn't have to be my class, is you could definitely take an Akashic record reading class, for instance. And I happen to have one on Saturday. And it's only $49. You can still sign up. And it will, you with no, I can't read, I can't this, I can't that, forget about it. Anyone who comes out of that class can read the Akashic records. And it's only $49. Sign up at dragonflycrystals.store, not .com, .store. And go to the online booking tab, and you could sign up for that class. It is something that will get you started. The minute the door, you step through that door, the rest of the doors open to whatever is next. And even though you have skills and abilities, this gives you the confidence to know that your skills and abilities are there and they're working.
Yes.
Which is all you need, is that to know. Of course, you're here to go through this awakening time, utilizing your beautiful gifts, because you wouldn't be in this audience if you weren't one of those people. So thank you for your question.
Exactly. All righty. Yeah, that it is very, very, very true. So, and as Val was talking about that, I want to remind each and every one of you to please do the like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and then make sure that you do the same thing on Val's channel, because it helps us get the message out in front of people who want to hear what we have to say. Unfortunately, they just don't know who we are. So when you do that, you help them find us. And I will also very quickly remind you that if you're interested in booking a reading either with Val or myself, please reach out to us. Let us know. We'll send you the information about how you go about booking a reading and what's involved and so on and so forth. So, you can certainly do that for yourself. A personal reading, a private reading is at, an hour, depending on how much time you have. A lot of things come up, a lot of things can be covered, and a lot of insights can be given.
And you can go directly to Marina's heartcenteredtarot.com and book a reading there as well, if you want to do it more quickly.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you each and every one of you for being here with us. We are almost at the top of the hour, 59 minutes and 18 seconds and counting. So thank you for doing the Val and Marina show with me, Val.
We'll be doing this again tomorrow.
Yes, we will. We will be on Val's channel tomorrow, which is the 13th, and it will be the 113th episode.
So there's something about the 13s.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And don't forget, my son was born on December 13th. So there's something about the 13s, which in my family is a lucky number.
Exactly. It is. It is a lucky number. All right, everyone. Take care. Be good. We'll see you later. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.